All right. Shabbat Shalom to the Lord's elect of the nation of Israel. Kal Halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Wa Baha Rachaha Kodash. I'd like to give double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this gospel, this good news, the world over in sincerity and in truth. Adon Ratazah, which means Lord willing. You know, so Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And peace, blessings, and mercy to the Bayath Shadawadah, the house of David. All right. So here we are. Okay. You know, today being Sunday the 31st of March 2024, the hopeful year of Yaquab's trouble. All right. You know, we're in the month of March, which is actually named after the Roman god Mars. All right, the god of war. And you know, based on this article and the current events that's taking place in this world, man, with the wicked ruling E, all right, the so-called WHITE, man, all right, we can see that this devil is clearly waging war. All right, he's waging war, psychologically, all right, you know, on our minds, all right, economic warfare, all right, of course, on a physical scale, all right, he's waging food warfare, all right, on the supply chain, things like that, services, all right, attacking the victuals, as we can see here with you know, with this barge hits bridge in Oklahoma just days after Baltimore tragedy, and this is from the Independent, okay, and this is, you know, recent article. It says an hour ago, all right, so it's a, you know, from a UK news source, all right, so you know, scripture talks about how we're not ignorant, you know, to Satan's devices, man, all right, and we're aware of the, you know, the attack on you know, the bridge that happened recently, all right, you know, with that ship, all right, you know what I'm talking about, all right. You know, more information is coming out, you know, whether it's staged and things like that, okay. So let's get the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, all right, and it says right here, all right, in the ESV, English Standard Version, it says, so that we would not be outwitted by Satan, for we are not ignorant of his designs. All right, let's read it in NIV, New International Version. It says, in order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes, right, his evil wicked plots, you know, schemes and things like that, all right, you know, we're not ignorant to it, man, okay, we're constantly remaining circumspect of what these elites are planning, all right, you know, staying on top of up-to-date news, which is so much going on in the world, man, you can't even keep up, okay, filtering these things through the scriptures, man, okay, you know, and giving warning, you know, to our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, Haitians, and West Indians, so-called, all right, and the Israelite foreigners, speckled bird, man, who are the children of Israel, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, all right, you know, from your prospective tribe, man, from, you know, the 12 tribes, all right, warning our people, as it says that in Ezekiel, you know, give them warning from me, man. All right, so it says State Patrol troopers closed U.S. Highway 59 about 1:25 p.m. in the afternoon after receiving word of the incident and diverted traffic from the area. Okay, a highway in Oklahoma was temporarily shut on Saturday after a barge struck a bridge over the Arkansas River, just days after the tragic collision in Maryland. You notice how these things are in like a back-to-back thing in occurrence. Okay, so you know, there's evil forces at work here, man. Okay, and if you're spiritual, man, you're able to discern things like this. It says State Patrol troopers closed U.S. Highway, which you kind of read that already. Okay, if we go further down, these adverts are slowing up the flipping website, which is not much here anyway. Yeah. So that's how it works out. It says the bridge, which crosses the Arkansas River where it enters the Robert S. Kerr Reservoir, was later inspected and the highway reopened to traffic around 4 p.m. Engineers inspected the structure and found it safe to reopen. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation said in an email. That's what it said. It says there were no reports of injuries on the highway or the barge, and the cause of the collision remains unknown. And see, man, deep down they know what's going on. You know, they know what transpired, man. They know the events. All right. So you know we know what this devil is doing and continuing to do, and why as well. Why he's doing it. You see. All right. You see, E is attacking, freedom of speech. Okay. Information on the internet, censorship of that as well. Of certain information, even with regards to the Holy Bible, because you know it's the Israelites. That the problem in their eyes. Okay. And now you got governments, seeking personal information about, who watches certain YouTube videos. The demanding information from Google, which Google owns YouTube. All right. Um, they're demanding certain information from Google users. All right, wanting their addresses, their telephone numbers. All right, their YouTube activity. Their history and things like that. And which videos they're after, man. Mainly Great Millstone videos, lessons. Okay. So a famine and hearing the word is near. And I think Amos chapter 8 verse 11 tells you that. Okay. And with these things happening, man, all right, and with things like that, man, it's going to lead to order ab chaos, order out of chaos, all right. Then eventually the digital all, right, being, you know, introduced, okay, as a solution to the problem, because that's how they're gonna put it across, all right, because they purposely caused this problem, all right, and they bring in the digital all as if it's a solution, right, problem reaction solution. You see, that reminds me of another scripture in the book of Peter. I believe it's First Peter chapter 5 verse 8. All right. So things are happening, man. Okay, so much. All right, and it really is turning up this year as well. All right, it really is. And look how time's gone so quick. Because the Lord is shortening the days already. We're nearly in April. Pretty much we're in April. Tomorrow's April. So pretty much we're in the fourth month of the year. Okay. That's it. Yep. It's book of First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Okay. Get it in another translation. First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8 in the AMP amplified version. All right, it says be sober. Right, be spiritually sober. Okay. Well balanced and self-disciplined. Right, be alert and cautious at all times. The enemy of yours, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, fiercely hungry, seeking whom he may devour, or seeking someone to devour, man. Okay, that's these devils, man. You see, we got to constantly be alert, constantly be aware. You got demonic thoughts attacking us and things like that. We have to constantly be praying and things like that. All right. Okay. Because many traps and snares is laid out, man, that come in different forms. See, and it's always Satan's never resting. All right, the spiritual demon Satan's never resting. All right, and the physical counterpart of that, which is E, okay, gets his orders from Satan, man. Okay, and these Amalekites, man, they're they're wanting their new world order. Okay, and they're orchestrating all sorts, man. Okay, because they really want to see their agenda kick off. Okay, so with this barge strike, taking place, man, really it's a strategic move. All right, especially in a war type scenario, man. Right, to shut down goods and services. Right, restrict access to you know uh, restrict access to certain things, over a nation, man, right? And that's what they're doing in war as well, right? In the army and things like that, right? And that's how they conquer them. Okay, so this is what E is doing. He's waging war, man. Okay, we got their psyops, psychological operations and things like that. You know, he's desperate, man. He doesn't want. He knows he's going down. He knows he has a short time. He knows he's going down. So he's trying to bring as many down with him. Let's get the book of Sirach, chapter 8. We'll start at verse 15. Sirach chapter 8 and verse 15. It says, Travel not, okay, highlight it. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow. Edom's definitely a bold fellow, man. Okay, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he will do according to his own will, and you shall perish with him through his folly. Okay. He's damn sure a bold fellow, man. This man, does what's right in his own eyes, which is of course wickedness, evil doings. All right, he'll poison the food. All right, he'll destroy, and contaminate the water and the air, the environment, which is the same things he needs to sustain himself too, because he needs water, he needs food, he needs air, doesn't he? The very same thing he'll poison. It's harming him as well. Okay. All these things he's using to harm the people. Right? He himself drinks the air drinks the water and breathes the air. All right. He's a sore loser. He doesn't want anyone to have anything, man. He harms everybody in himself in the process. Right? Pushes idol worship onto everybody. All right. Making flipping swine a delicacy. All sorts of abominable all sorts of abominable creatures as delicacy. Put it that way. All right. Verse 16. Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place, for blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there is no help he will overthrow thee. And Esau is certainly an angry and violent man. Okay, and blood is nothing to this devil at all, whatsoever. Okay. It's reminding me of the scripture right here. I think it's in the Old Testament. Right, Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 6. It says, Therefore as I live, saith Adonai Yahweh, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see? So this man loves shedding blood, man. Okay? Absolutely loves shedding blood. That's what he's about. Okay, look what he did. Look what he did to the so-called Native American Indians, man, the tribe of God. All right. Look how much bombings and killings that's even done by Babylon the Great upon many nations. All right. The lynchings, hangings, kidnappings, everything, man. Okay, and this is all coming out, and everyone's seeing this, man. Okay. Everyone's seeing this. Right, strive not with an angry man. What does it mean to strive? What does that word mean? Right, so from Etim Online, the verb for strive goes back to 1200 century. Striven, right, and it means to quarrel, contend, make an endeavor, try. From Old French, estriver, right, to quarrel, dispute, resist, struggle, put up a fight, compete. From estrif, not estrid, all right, quarrel. Okay, physically contend, struggle, put up a fight. Okay. And that's why, we remain spiritual, man, and we don't operate carnally, right? Because at the end of the day, man, this man, his sword is his blessing. We can't beat him at that, all right? Okay, we're striving, spiritually, and in righteousness, okay, and seeking Yahweh Shai, who, and keeping it spiritual, okay. After all, this is a a spiritual battle as well. You've got to keep that in mind, okay, because we're battling dark forces in high places as well. Don't forget that. You see, things that you don't see, and what you don't see tend to be more powerful than what you do see. Okay, look at the wind. Now, you don't actually see the wind, but you can see the wind. You can see the effects on the wind on the trees and things like that, don't you? When it blows down houses and things like that, or blows trees, you see how powerful it is. You see. but you don't actually see the actual wind itself. You can just see what it does. You see? So yeah. Okay. That actually makes me think of another scripture as well. All right. I believe this is what Yahushua said. All right. And this is super relevant right now, and this is something we have to bear in mind. Okay. Because you do have a lot of carnal Israelites out there and things like that. And that ultimately leads to death. All right. That's it. This is the book of Saint John, chapter 18 and verse 36. Yahushua answered, said, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence." You see? So, we're not looking for a kingdom in this world. We're not looking to establish Yahushua's kingdom in this world. And that's not how it's written. That's not how it's set out. Okay? We're not striving to have sovereignty in this life. Okay? We're pressing toward the prize of the kingdom of Yahweh Yahushai. Okay? He said he'd go and prepare a place, man. Okay? Even if we wanted to do that, we couldn't. Okay? So, we're not looking to earn, and earn our right here and have our freedom here. Alright? That's not it. That's something we have to bear in mind. Okay? That's something we have to bear in mind. Okay? So, we're keeping the commandments to the best of our ability, through faith. Alright? Actually, let's see if there's maybe another article that has maybe a little bit more to say on this, barge bridge attack. It's good to check different sources as well. I know with this one being a bit more recent, I thought I might just have a bit more to say, but let's go back. Just bear with me as this slow piece of technology decides to do its thing. Takes its time, but yeah, Yahoo News Canada. All right, let's see this. Which of course will pretty much say the same thing, but there might be more things. All right. All these cookies every time you go on a website. Look at this. The news came as engineers began working Saturday to lift a section of twisted steel from collapsed Francis Scott Key Ridge in Maryland after it crumpled into a Patapsco River after a massive cargo ship crashed into one of its main supports. Yeah. All right. Okay. Same thing in it. Yeah, pretty much. All right. You see. Not in fact, siege reminds me of the siege of Jerusalem and what this devil is trying to do. All right. Let's get the word siege. Right, siege noun. All right. early 13th century. Seg, a seat, chair, stool,
Stop
ceremonial seat
wearing
of the
bulky
king.
shirts under your
Right,
knitted
from Old French,
sweaters. Use this hack
seat,
instead.
throne.
What you want to do is get
Right.
yourself one of these,
Go further
put
down,
it on
military
underneath the
sense,
sweater and do it up
the
like
station
so.
of an
Now put your
attacking
knitted
force
sweater
before
back
or
over
around
the
a
top,
fortified place.
and now you have the exact same
Process
effect
of the
without
siege of a
any of the
city,
bulk.
castle.
Explore
Right,
TikTok
attested
for
from
all the best fashion
1300.
hacks.
The notion is of an army sitting down before a place. Alright. And when around 67 to 70 AD, alright, when the Romans sieged Jerusalem, man. Okay, we had to flee. Alright, this is from Britannica. Alright, siege of Jerusalem, 70 CE, Roman military blockade of Jerusalem. Edomites. Alright. During the first, it says, Jewish revolt, the fall of the city marked the effective conclusion of a 4-year campaign against it. It says the Jewish insurgency in Judea. The Romans destroyed much of the city, including the Second Temple. The majority of information on the siege comes from the copyist notes of the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus. Okay. Alright. And of course, when you go into the history, of course, you're going to see more. Alright. Our food supply was attacked tremendously. Alright. Committing cannibalism. We had to flee. Alright. And, Esau's trying to do the same thing, man, because there's nothing new under the sun. Alright. And really, it's the Lord doing that. Okay. Because the sword of the Lord is right, to punish his people, the Israelites. And this is fulfilling Bible prophecy. Alright. Let's get Ezekiel. Book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 4, and verse 16. Down it reads, highlight that as well, just so you can see. It says, Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, meaning, look, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is a people before a place. Okay. And also the Lord is surely breaking the staff of bread, man. Okay. These government programs, is that's slowing down, man. That's coming to a halt. The benefits from these from the government, welfare, things like that, food stamps. Okay, that's that's coming to a halt. All right, and it says, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. All right. Verse 17, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity. You see, which eventually this will actually happen, man. Okay, these services are being cut off. All right, and guess what? People they're gonna go in desperation mode, and they're gonna go down to Egypt for help, man. All right, let's get the book of Job, chapter 5. Start at around verse 19. Okay, Job chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. All right. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. All right, and he's pushing the charagma. All right. Okay, we see moves being made, man. All right, and he's gonna push that even more in the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, and 7 represents completion. All right, and the 7th trouble being the sword, man. All right, so in this complete time of where we're heading into, this time of Jacob's trouble, man. Right, no evil will come to the elect. Right, because the spirit of Yahweh Ba'al Shem Yahshua will be there to protect him. Now we understand that some of the elect will be martyred via beheading, guillotine. All right, I remember must have been last year when was it Trump that wanted more guillotines to be ordered into the United States? Things like that. Okay, through in the spirit, we believe is Nero. All right, so that's what's going to come. Right, some will be thrown into prison. All right, so again, some will be beheaded. For witness testimony. All right. In verse 20 says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And E is as death, man. Everywhere he goes, death follows. He's the cancer of the earth, man. Spreading his evil practices and his evil philosophies, right? Which all leads to death. All these, you know, false pagan ways. You got that bloody Easter as well. Okay, all right. Contaminating the environment. All right. Animals being endangered, habitats ruined. Ruining the food, everything, man. It's like you eat, you try to eat a healthy meal, and it makes you feel sleepy and tired, and you might not even be eating it late. You might have cooked this homegrown meat or whatever, which of course we know the food is defiled. It's like all the nutrients have been taken out of it because this one has corrupted the food, GMO, all that stuff, processed meat. You know, food is supposed to restore you to health, replenish you, and things like that. You eat it, you feel like you've been laced with drugs. You feel weak, tired, lethargic. You just all of a sudden you were active before. You finish your meal and then it's like you all of a sudden you're just dragging yourself. You just feel like a big massive sleep just overtook you, like you were just ready to fall asleep, man. Even people have told me this, and I'm like, yeah, I felt that too. I get it. All right. So this devil is destroying everyone from every angle and everywhere, even himself, and he's not good to himself. He's good to no one else. He's certainly not good to himself. All right. And he thinks he's doing good. You see, verse 21. You shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue. All right. You shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Okay. Esau spreads his lies and his slander. All right. Neither shall you be afraid of destruction when it comes. You see. So the word of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is strengthening and comforting the elect, the hopeful elect, man. Okay. And since they're being, fed with this bread of life, okay, they're being comforted, man. They're being taught, okay. This is strengthening their minds, okay, strengthening their spirit. Now because they're being taught and they're learning, they're having insight on what will happen, man. All these current events in the news, it's been filtering through the Holy Scriptures, and they're learning from that, okay. So then we're not going to be left, without our garments, our spiritual garments. We're not going to be left ashamed or confounded, okay. When things ramp up. So I don't want Ratazadis was edifying, and with that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.